Good morning, everyone. I am Vishnu Jagtab, and in front of all of you, I am presenting the Business Standard newspaper headline. So, first of all, reform capex push to aid growth eco survey. Next, economy seen growing at 6.5% next fiscal year. Next, more steps will attract MNCs to set up base in India. Next, Adani Enterprises FPO sale through Hindelburg Storm. Next, GST collection in Jan second highest ever. Next, December core sector growth third month high. Next, rupee slides 43 paisa to close at 81.95 versus 93 versus dollar. Next, we should not be mechanical about fiscal deficit targets. Next, President India now a solution giver. Next, labor market recovery to pre-COVID levels. Next, startup exploring reserves flipping. On page number 2 in companies section under that, Vodafone idea to issue debentures worth rupees 1600 crore to ATC. Next, Shankar Mishra gets bail in Air India urination case. Next, Vedanta slaves plan to sell copper melter in Tamil Nadu. Next, IT department conducts survey action against Cipla. Next, Indigo to operate Boeing 777 on Delhi Istanbul route from today. Next, ED searches Shri subsidiaries undergoing bankruptcy. Next, India Mart, four others in US notorious markets list. Next, India's startup exploring reserve flipping eco survey. Next, Adani to invest in AI reality in Tel Aviv Hafiva. Next, CIL result roundup in that section. CIL logs 70% rise in profit. Next, high input cost pulls JSPL quarter 3 net down 68%. Next, GCPL profit rises 3.55% to rupees 546 crore rupees in December quarter. Next, MMT reports highest ever gross booking. Next, Reliance bid into biscuit market to take on Britannia Parle. Next, firm stopped Petcock sale in India, boost imports. On page number 8 in economy section under that, from Seeker, India now a solution giver press. Next, budget tray of hope for world PM. Next, jitters before budget pull rupee down 43 paisa. Next, India factories getting bigger for better. Next, on page number 9 in G20 section under that, global business leaders speech for inclusive growth at the B20 India inception meeting. Next, special plenary session on B20 Indian priorities. Next, Gujarat G20 Connect. Next, with 550 million smartphones and 1.35 billion unique digital IDs, India is pioneering finance inclusion. Next, industry discusses integrating ESG into supply chain to build resilience. Next, sustainable production both possible and profitable in India. Next, need to rethink innovation to drive inclusive impact, says the B20 business community. Next, redefining the global digital cooperative. On page number 10 in economy survey section under that, India is staging board-based recovery. Next, a realistic survey of the Indian economy. Next, CAD may think to manageable leaves soon. Next, economic survey primer. Next, on page number 11 in economy survey in that section, upside risk to retail inflation likely to outage downside threats. Next, survey believes we have regained lost ground. Next, credit growth to sustain spark virtuous cycle. Next, IBC spill over rupees 7.3 trillion debt settled. Next, FDI IPOs simplified rules may accelerate M&A in insurance. Next, budget cues higher capex, more PLI relief for MSME. On page number 12 in labor market section, labor market employment back to pre-pandemic levels. Next, industry and services regarding momentum. Next, government health spends must hit 2.5% of GDP by 2025. Next, real rural wages expected to raise as inflation eases. On page number 13 in economy section under that, real policy rate would not to be deterrent to consumption, credit growth. Next, public private tie-up needed to boost infra. Next, digital public infra to contribute 30 to 50 basis point to grow. Next, global finance key to India's actions. Next, India INC capex juggernaut on the roll. On page number 14, in world section under that, last year central banks bought most gold since 1967. WGC. Next, Peshawar blast death toll rises at least to at least 100. Next, first round of Pakistan IMF talk inconclusive. Next, IMF approves $4.7 billion support for Bangladesh. Next, Israel drone strike hit Iranian arms facility. Next, France hit by new strikes against pension reform. Next, US would not provide F-16s to Ukraine, says Biden. Next, Eurozone Q4 growth defies expectations, skips recession. Next, Hawaii may be entirely cut off from American suppliers. Next, Samsung high on chips despite worth quarter in 8 year. Next, GM races past street forecast. Next, UBS get a boost from higher interest rates. On page number 15 in optimistic outlook. Next, holding structure. Next, why state must cede power to communities. Next, a transparency test for Adani. Next, on page number 18 in that more Muslim women than men is higher education. Next, state budgets are spending more with emphasis on development. Next, centers expenditure on non-development areas like salaries, pension payments has increased. On page number 19, the smart investor section under that, winter chill grips domestic indies unlike Asian peers. Next, mixed day for Adani stocks, mid cap little changed. Next, Adani route takes India out of top 5 in market cap. Next, SEBI discusses Adani firm with rating agencies. Next, markets clock marginally gain on budget eve. Next, Gale's prospects on the meld after poor Q3 showing. Next, budget of hope of consumer durables firm battling high prices. Next, on page number 20, in public and economic section under that, former law minister Shanti Bhushan dies. Next, MD of Oriva that operated Morbi Bridge surrenders. Next, RBI partially eases curbs on SBM Bank till March 15. Next, sugar production may fall 5% to 34 million tons in 2022-23. Next, core sector growth at 3-month high of 7.4% in December. Next, April-December fiscal deficit at 60% of full year target. Next, at rupees 1.56 trillion. January GST collection second highest. Next, credit to service grew 3 times in April December. Next, Jagan vows investors to new AP capital Vishakhapatnam. Next, on page number 22 in two text section under that, uncounted cost of energy transition. Next, innovation economy, how to realize India's decade. Then comes to page number, that much for today. Thanks for watching. Make a good day.